When it comes to talking about prison, one thing I will say is not every inmate is cool and not every guard is flawed. You understand? Some inmates you don't want nothing to do with, and the way that they carry themselves isn't right. Some guards, it's just a paycheck to them. They don't abuse their authority and take it out on inmates all the time. But there are those ones that are considered dickheads. For this video here, I'm going to be telling you how a guard got split by an inmate. And y'all let me know in the comment section, was the inmate right or wrong? Let's do it. Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Today I'm going to be telling y'all a situation that took place while I was doing my time down here in the state of Florida. And the outcome of it, an officer ended up getting split in his face by an inmate. And, you know, it's up to y'all to drop in the comment section to let me know if he was right or if he was wrong. Now, I will say one thing. When it comes to an inmate putting hands on guards, they're going to always say the inmate's wrong. The guards are going to always feel like the inmate's wrong because one of their own got attacked by an inmate. For those that don't know, down here in Florida, we wear blues. That's what it's called. The uniform that we wear in prison, the guards usually got gray, white, or brown on. And believe it or not, it's normally our color against their color. Kind of like how gangs are on the streets. How you got Bloods and Crips going against each other. GDs and fucking Kings and, you know, stuff like that. It's our color against theirs. And they will always side with their color. Even if their color is wrong. Alright? Now, for this situation right here, one of my homeboys, you know, was having a bad week. Alright? And, believe it or not, my homeboy was like, man, Frog, yada, yada, yada. My dad ain't doing too good. You know, he's in the hospital. He's on ICU, you know, and he was telling me, like, the situation, the breakdown of what led his dad into the hospital, that got him put in the hospital bed under ICU. He ended up getting pneumonia and all this different stuff. So he was having a bad week. So anytime one of your homeboys are down, you know, when they, you know, you don't want them to wreck out or do no stupid shit or anything like that. You try to, like, you know, be there for them and, you know, talk goodness amongst them, and I hope it works out, you know what I'm saying, it might get better, you know what I'm saying, yada yada. You try to get their mind off of what's really going on. Kind of like what a lawyer does when you're in the county jail waiting to go to prison. You feel me? When you're waiting to get your court dates and stuff, that lawyer's going to tell you exactly what you want to hear just so you get your mind off it. You feel me? And you're not worried about it. And the next thing you know, another court date comes. And the next thing you know, another court date comes. Before you know it, you done been in there fighting your charge 2 years. You know? And you're like, damn, but he had your mind off the situation. That's what I was trying to do with my homeboy when he was telling me what was going on with his old boy. So, I'm like, shit, you know, I mean, you got to do something to get your mind off it. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, you right. I want to go to the rec yard and I want to work out. Slide with me. So I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it. I had a couple runners in the dorm at the time that would, you know, if I told them, hey, go down there to B dorm and grab such and such for me, go over there to G dorm and G1, I need you to grab, you know, because I had places to be and things to do. I had a lot of business shit going on, you feel me? But I could just send people over there, you know what I'm saying, homeboys of mine. So I go to rec with them. Now when we go to rec, we're in the rec cage where they got like weights and stuff like that. You know, it isn't like free weights, you know, to where you can just pick up a dumbbell and walk over there or anything. They're all on cords and they're hooked to the machines. So as we're in there just chilling, you know, working out and shit like that, there's a whole pile of people, you know, right there by the rec cage that's actually standing in like around the kiosk machine, which is where you plug your MP up. So I brought my MP out for this video just to show y'all, you know. But anyways, the cords normally hang out of the kiosk machine, you know, and then you plug your kiosk machine, you know, your MP up to the kiosk machine. That's how you put the music on there. That's how you add days to your, you know, your MP and everything, because you're going to have 100 and something days on there, and each time you turn it on, it's going to go down the days. And if you let it run all the way down, it's going to basically like disable. You got to like plug it up. You understand? So a lot of times people cut the cord, which I've spoke on this before in videos, I'm pretty sure, but they'll cut the cord that's hanging out of the machine because you can literally use that same cord to charge a cell phone. So every camp I've went to, normally there's supposed to be like 3 cords hanging. There's always like 1. 2 of them are always, you know, it saves the people, you know, from trying to find a rat tail is what they're called when it's a charger like that. And it's like free if you're the one that gets it, as long as nobody sees you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So someone cut the cord, and it happened to be the last one out of the machine. So the guards came in there, and the guards were tripping and talking shit to everybody. Now, me and my homeboy over here doing little workout shits and like that, talking, chopping it up the whole time. We ain't got nothing to do with that pile of people that are over there in front of that kiosk machine at this particular time. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're dead ass like inside the rec cage. Like when you walk to go to rec at this camp, you walk through this little building that it's got a fence in front of it. When you walk through the fence and you go inside the doorway of the building, there's the metal detector. You walk through the metal detector. When you come out of that building, there's probably like a 4-foot gap. Once you come out of that building onto the rec yard, there's like a 4-foot gap. And along that wall of that gap, from where the actual like workout cage starts, that little area right there along the wall is the kiosk machine. You feel me? So we're literally like not even in that gap. We're like in the cage over there on the weights. You know what I'm saying? But since they seen the last cord was finally missing, they decided to take everybody who was in the cage and everybody who was near the kiosk machine outside the cage, you know, in that little gap, like I was saying, and like basically get all of us, put us all inside the rec cage. You know what I'm saying? Which we were already in the rec cage. But they put all of them in there with us, so now we're all blended in. It looks like we were all part of that group. And really, me and my dog literally had nothing to do with what was going on. We didn't even know someone was stealing the thing at the time. We just knew that shit was kind of jam-packed right there in front of it. So the guards go to, like, hassling us. You know, they got us in there and shit like that. They're talking crazy out loud, saying, oh, y'all are going to confinement, yada, 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 this and that, this and that. You got this one officer guard who's always been an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He always like abuses his authority. He always talks to you any kind of way, you know, with disrespect. You feel me? My intentions isn't to disrespect every guard just because they're a guard. You see what I'm saying? It's respect until there's disrespect. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am on the streets with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, even if I don't know you, I'm not gonna just straight disrespect you because I don't know you. I may not respect you. You feel me? Because I don't know you, so you don't, you know, you don't deserve my respect, but I'm not going to disrespect you. I just don't know you. You get what I'm saying? But you always get respect before you get disrespect. You see what I'm saying? That's how I am. So this guard, he's selling out, talking crazy, this and that, this and that. And I'm like, hey, Sarge, man, you feel me? Who's in this shit working out? You know what I'm saying? And the way you could tell the difference from who was actually working out and who wasn't is me and my dog are covered in sweat. Like, you could tell we got a sweat on. You feel me? We've been in this bitch literally lifting things and doing stuff, you know? But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, them 5 guys were the ones over. I'm not going to say no shit like that, you feel me? Because that's dry snitching. But I am going to say, you know, hey, I wasn't even near the kiosk machine. You feel me? Like, I'm good. That's all I can really say. I was in here working out. I wasn't even near that kiosk machine. And he just started talking cash shit. So then what he started doing is he started lecturing all of us. Talking about how much of a piece of shit we all are. And, you know, like, that's why our family doesn't love us. And none of our friends love us. We ain't got no real friends. If we had family that really loved us and everything, then they would have took care of us to where we weren't out there committing crimes in the first place. And one of my other homeboys that was in the rec cage with us, he knew what my dog was going through with his dad, like being bad, health and everything as well. So he's like, hey, Sarge, he was like, you talking about people's family, man, and this man's dad. And once he said, oh, and this man's dad, the guard straight interrupted what my homeboy was finna say. You know what I'm saying? What he was gonna tell the guard, this man's dad's in ICU right now, and you talking about people's families, yada, yada, yada. He straight interrupted him, but took the little information about the dad and just went to start talking shit about the dad. Like, oh yeah, your dad too. This and that. I'll tell your dad to his face. Blah, 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 blah. I bet you he's a piece of shit just like you. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Blah, blah, blah. And started just kept selling out to my homeboy whose dad's in ICU. We literally came on this rec yard just so he can get off some steam because of how he was feeling about the situation of his dad. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, it sucks when you're locked up and something happens to a loved one out there of yours on the streets, you know, and you can't look at it like, oh, well, that's his fault for not being on the streets with his loved one. You feel me? He put himself in prison. Because not everybody in prison is guilty. There are innocent people in prison, and some people may be guilty, but they got good reasons to do what they did. You see what I'm saying? I don't really know his 100% situation, you feel me? But at the end of the day, you can't just narrow it down to, well, if he wasn't in prison, he wouldn't have went through this in the first place. Because there's people that go to prison that are innocent, and there's people that go to prison that don't deserve to go to prison for the crime they committed. You know what I'm saying? People kill sometimes, and there's a reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a good enough reason. You see? So it's like you can't just pinpoint it to where, oh, if he wasn't in prison in the first place, then he wouldn't have had to worry about not being out there with his dad. You know? But anyways, the guard was selling out like that. And like my other dog tried to basically tell him, man, this man's dad. And he just took that information and just, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the way you know your family really don't love you is if they weren't taking care of you to where you want to commit crimes out there, why they didn't get you a good enough lawyer? To where you could at least got less time than you got and possibly escaped even coming to prison. And started selling out. So then as we're like, man, you're going to sit here and talk about this man's dad, and we're still trying to tell him when he's in ICU right now at the moment. And he just saying, man, fuck his dad. I don't care nothing about his dad. You know what I'm saying? And started selling out, right? Shit like that. Now, I could tell it was getting my homeboy hot. You know, that shit was getting me mad. You feel me? Because my dad was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dawg, they don't give a damn who they talking shit about. You know what I'm saying? And when you know somebody like a dad or like a friend or an uncle or family member, anybody that you know the true person of, you know them and you know their true character, you know, hell yeah, you feel some type of way if they're, you know, someone's talking shit about them that don't even know that person. You know, because a lot of people, especially dads, man, I'm going to be real with you. Like, my dad was the coolest individual in the world. You know what I'm saying? That was my superhero. You see? So it's like, someone will talk shit about that man and you don't even know him. You feel me? So it's like, you're intentionally, like, misjudging. You know, because, you know, like I said, when you know somebody and you know their true character, how could somebody, you know, like, not like that person? How could somebody talk bad about that person? If they knew that person, you know they want to talk bad about them because there's nothing to talk bad about them. They're just the coolest, most down-to-earth person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that's how my dog felt about his dad. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that guard just selling out. So I'm like, man, so we're sitting there. They got us hemmed up. They go to searching us and everything like that, looking for this fucking little cord that we didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't find no cord. So then they say, oh, well, we're writing your names down and we're giving all y'all a walking DR. You will be served your DR in a couple days. So now we're all getting written up because the cord's missing out of the kiosk machine just because we're the ones that was there. But in all reality, it's like there's fucking 400 more inmates on the rec yard. Like, how do you know the person that snipped the cord came into the rec cage or was still where it's missing from? How you know they didn't just snip and then just go out there with everybody else? That's what I was aggravated about, you feel me? Because I'm like, man, you sitting here picking us because we're all over here, but who the fuck's going to rob Arby's and eat the Arby's in front of Arby's? There's some dummies out there that would do something like that, but it's common sense. Like it'd be different if you found the cord nearby right here or on somebody, but you ain't even find the cord, so you're gonna write us up. So I was aggravated about the shit, and I ended up getting like a disrespect write up also because the way I was selling out and talking shit, because I was pissed. Like, y'all finna put me in confinement. You're gonna give me a walking DR? That just means until I go to my DR hearing, I'm on the pound. But as soon as I go to my DR hearing, book them, Dano. They're gonna put me in the box. All because there's a cord missing that you don't even have proof that I took. And then you gave us all the same DR. So how the hell can 17 of us all have one rat tail? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. They were just being dickheads, you feel me? So after they hemmed us up for a little while, they finally let us go back to the dorm. Now, while we're in the dorm and everything like that, you know, we ain't really thinking about the whole DR write-up and shit like that. You know, the day goes on. It is what it is. Fuck it. When they call us for the DR here and shit, or to service our DR in person, we'll worry about it. Later on that night, my dog gets on the phone, And when he gets on the phone, he gets the bad news from his peoples that his dad passed away. His dad didn't make it through the day. You feel me? So, now that happened, when he came, I knew something was off because the way he was walking around the dorm, you feel me? He was walking different. Like, he was like, you know, it wasn't normally how my dog acts, you feel me? So, I wasn't gonna just run up to him, hey bro, what's up, and like smother him or nothing, like trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed in my cut by my bunk, but I seen how he was walking, and I knew something was up, you feel me? And what it was is, his first call he put out there, they said they're not sure yet. They're gonna see if it's true that he passed away. So he was, you know, that's when he was thinking the worst. When I seen him, when I peeped how he was acting. Then sure enough, he came up to my bunk later that night after he got back on the phone and found out it was official, his dad died, this and that, this and that. So I'm like, damn, dog, my bad, I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I know that shit sucks. My old boy was my best friend. And you know, I'm trying to talk to him and shit. And that boy said, you know what? I'm finna knock that guard out, dog. And I said, who? And he said, Sergeant such and such. I said, oh, here you go with that bullshit now, you feel me? And I started giggling. He's like, Frog, I'm not laughing, I'm not joking. He's like, I swear on everything, bro. If he comes in this dorm today, dog, I'm gonna knock him out, dog. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, shit, well, let's hope he don't come in here then, you feel me? And really, he wasn't our dorm sergeant. So it was like, wasn't really expecting him to come in there, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, a little later, my dog's over there. He's got the MP on. He's just sitting there like this, listening to music and shit. He's got his photo album on the bunk. He's like in his own world, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling people, hey, bro, don't fuck with bro right now. You feel me? Hey, don't go over there. Don't go. You know, he needs the vent, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could give somebody the most attention and be there for him and shit like that and let them know, bro, it's all right, bro. You feel me? But you ain't truly gonna, like, be able to feel what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. You feel me? So it's like, you might aggravate that person. That person might feel like you're trying to sidetrack them, or like it ain't that big of a deal what they're going through. So you're trying to get the attention on you. Really, you're just trying to make them feel better. You feel me? But they're going to feel like you're over here trying to play and laugh and kiki and hee-hee and horseplay and shit like that when I'm going through it because my dad died. You feel me? Like it ain't that big of a deal to you. That's why. See, they might take it wrong. You feel me? Next thing you know, that guard comes in our dorm. Now, when he comes in the dorm, we see him in the bubble. I see him in the bubble. You feel me? I look over at my dog on the bunk. That boy's sitting there. He still got his head down listening to music. He didn't observe him yet or nothing. He's just like this listening to music. You know? Next thing you know, they yell, count time, count time. Everybody on your bunks, everybody on your bunks. So you know everybody's getting to their bunks. That made him look up. He looked over there in the bubble. Seen the officer. As soon as he seen the officer, that boy, I seen it, like I was watching him. He closed his photo album and everything when everybody was looking around, and then he looked over there, seen him, and looked dead at me and nodded his head. Just like that. And I watched him look and then look back at me, and I was like, oh shit, dog, he finna split this officer, dog. You feel me? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. You know, you can't judge a book by their cover. You know, not everybody does what they say they're gonna do. You know, you'll see a lot of people that let you down and flop, but then you'll see other ones that surprise you and actually pull through. I didn't want him to split the guard, of course, obviously. You know, I tried to tell him it ain't worth it and all that. You feel me? But then I did try to brush it to the side and was like, well, if he comes in here, you know, whatever. Let's just hope he don't come in here. You know, I'm not gonna argue and fight you because you want to split the guard because the guard did disrespect you. Sure enough, man, when they call count time, the guards come around, start doing count. My homeboy got up, walked to the bathroom. This was an open bay dorm at the time. He got up, walked to the bathroom. You're supposed to be on your bunk during count time. So, when they came around to do the count, he wasn't on his bunk. Where's bunk such and such, such? Everybody that don't really know what's going on, he's in the bathroom, Sarge, he's in the bath. That guard walks in there. Next thing you know, he thought my dog was taking a shit. My dog was just sitting on the back stall. Like you got 8 of them. 8 mini walls with the toilets. My dog was just sitting there. Guard goes back there and shit like that. Like he went back there to say something. And he jumped up and acted like he was walking towards the guard, like he was going to his bunk. And ran straight up to the guard, bro. And hit the guard dead in the chin, right here. Split that boy. When he split that guard, that boy fell like this. Like something you see in a movie. He dropped the guard on everything. And then, when he hit the guard and the guard fell, He ain't even stomp him. He just said, "That's what you get for talking about my old boy, nigga." Da 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 da, and started yelling over him. The guard hit the panic button. They ran in there about fucking 12 deep in the bathroom. And my dog wasn't even fighting back after he split the guard, you know what I'm saying? But they held him down, restrained him, and then our whole dorm got rowdy because when they were restraining him, that guard who got dropped and hit that panic button was hitting him while the other guards were holding him. And everybody was yelling, "Ah, man, you hitting that man, you hitting that man. Hell nah, bro, hell nah." And our whole dorm rushed to the bathroom. So now we got all the guards that are like in the bathroom area, and us, there's way more inmates than there is guards. And we got them like blocked in the bathroom area. You feel me? Them boys went to screaming over the walkie-talkie, boy. And they came from all the other dorms. All the other guards came. And it looked like they were finna like riot with our whole dorm. But really it was just because, yeah, he split the guard. You feel me? Okay, yeah, you know, maybe you can, you know, give him a lick or two, you know, but they were overdoing it, dog. You know what I'm saying? And he did what he said he was going to do, dog. He split that guard, dog. That guard shit was split. I'm talking about, there was blood on the floor in the bathroom, and it wasn't even from my homeboy after the guards were hitting him. It was literally, when he hit that guard and that boy fell, not to mention, when he fell, his walkie-talkie busted. His walkie-talkie was on his hip. That bit like busted and slid. Like we seen the whole shit. We're like, oh shit. And then, but that boy didn't even, and he couldn't even get up. That boy hit that panic button. Once he hit that panic button, that lets you know officer down. Like, because that's like code red, you know? And they came in there, right? So what was fucked up is after it all, after the guards, other guards came and shit like that, bro, they started surrounding our dorm at the windows, outside the dorm. You feel me? And like we're standing there and they were going to gas the entire open bay dorm because we were all up out of our bed rowdy during count time. You feel me? But really what it was is they was jumping that man. And you got some people that ain't got nothing to do with the situation, you know, that might not even know my homeboy that just hit the guard. But due to the fact that it's guards on an inmate, you got some inmates that are like totally against that shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll defend an inmate against a guard, an inmate they don't even know against a guard, just due to the fact that they know that guard is abusing his authority, and that's what they were doing. You feel me? It's different if the guard would have just like wanted his get backs or something, but there were like 15 of them, bro, like literally, and then they were like more than one of them were hitting him and kicking him and shit. I knew they were gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So after they lift my homeboy up and shit, you know, they got him, his hands cuffed behind his back, and he's moving his head like this because they're trying to hit him. They're trying to get good shots in on him. And they really can as long as he's moving his head. His eyes are closed shut, almost like, you know, they're hitting him. But he did what he wanted to do, dog, and he felt like he redeemed his old boy. You know, and me personally, I don't think he's wrong for that. I feel like he did what he should have did, dog, like to be real. You know, I mean, he did what I would expect anybody to do, dog. Like, you got to think of it. That's why I say, not all guards are bad, but not all guards are good. You see what I'm saying? This man was talking about this man's dad yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Literally was talking about this man's dad, and you don't know who it is you're disrespecting. You don't know, you know, what the situation is. If the guard would have just shut up and stopped being ignorant and would have just listened to everybody saying, no, this man's dad's in ICU, and you're trying to talk about family member, oh, fuck that dude's dad, I don't care about, you see, he felt like he was untouchable. That's how a lot of them acted. And a lot of them be like the softest shit walking. It's just they feel like they have the authority, so they abuse the authority. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. So he didn't peep game or know that the, you know, that boy, he was finna get hit over that. He fell for the okie doke. He probably tried so many people that he never once realized the person missing off the bunk was the person's dad he just was insulting. You see what I'm saying? And then when he walked in there, man, get your ass off the toilet, da-da-da, this and that, this and that. And when he got off the toilet, started walking towards him, he was yelling at him as they were both walking towards each other. You see what I'm saying? He probably thought he was making him get on his bunk, or probably looking at him like, oh, you piece of shit, you're the one from... And sure enough, pap! You see what I'm saying? That's one of them situations to where I 100% feel like the inmate was right. The guard got what he deserved, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he got beat up, transferred, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe they beat him so bad they didn't add charge him, or maybe they did add charge him. You know, but one thing I will say is, I'd say 9 out of 10, minimum 9 out of 10. Any guard that talks that talk, when they eventually get put on their ass and they finally get whooped, or someone gets the best of them, they're going to pick that pen up and they're going to do that paperwork and they're going to try to add charge you. See, that's the thing. It's like an inmate, you know, is going to talk that talk and lose and not going to always file a grievance against the guards. A lot of people don't even file grievance. They just take the ass whooping. You see what I'm saying? But a guard, you know, it's like, okay, you whooped me, you got the best of me, I'm putting it on paperwork. But it's like, why provoke me? Why antagonize me? Why try to put your hands on me first? Why disrespect me so deeply? Why insult me every time you see me? You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll do. They'll build this character up to where every time they see you, you're a target. And they'll try you, insult you, be rough with you. You know, different things like that. You feel me? Just to, you know, they'll insult your family when they come to visitation. You know, they'll be disrespectful to them and shit like that. You know, your kids, your mom, your grandma. You know, they'll build up so much like bullshit. You feel me? To where you don't like them. You can't stand them. And you want to knock them out. And then the moment you do, even if they hit you first, even if that guard's placed his hands on you 10 times and you just never wrote a grievance, you just accepted that shit. That one time you get tired of that shit and he swings and you dodge that bitch, you bow, and you knock that motherfucker out. That boy picking up that pen, add charge. You see, so it's like they abuse the authority. They bait you up into getting into more trouble and shit like that. You feel me? Literally. You know, I've seen some real ones that'll line you up, shoot you the fade, you know. But it's rare, man. Literally, it's rare. It's just as rare as going to an institution and there not being no knives. Down here in the state of Florida. Every camp you go to is going to have some type of knives. You feel me? Just like every camp you go to is going to have some type of real guards. You feel me? Me, my opinion, y'all, I feel like the inmate did what he should have did. I'm on the inmate side on this one. But that comment section's for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all feel like he's wrong for splitting that guard or no? Or do you think he could have went another way about it? How do y'all think? Like I said, put it in the comment section. Everybody's reading it. Let us know. Me, I feel like he did what he should have did, though. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. And I said, well, let's hope he don't come in here today. And he came in there and he got exactly what he wasn't expecting to come due to disrespecting that man's family. You never know what somebody is going through in their head because of what's going on in their life on the streets. You see, that's why you can't judge a book by their cover. You can't look at it as if, oh yeah, I'm a guard, you feel me? I wear brown or beige or whatever I'm wearing, and I disrespect these 15 inmates right here all the time. So I'm going to disrespect the other 1,000. Just because they're wearing blue and I'm wearing this color, I'm above them. That's where a lot of guards get that shit fucked up. That's what they do. They literally feel like the 50 of them on the compound are more important and more stronger than the 1,100 inmates. But in all reality, a lot of inmates seclude themselves and bow down to the bullshit because they don't want to get ad charged. You know, it's kind of like they feel like the guards are trying to make them fall for the okie doke, which is really, that's what it is. They'll, like I said, hit you, try you, antagonize you, provoke you, all this shit forever. And then when you finally react about it, when you finally, you know what I'm saying, then they're going to ad charge you. So then that's when you fell for the okie doke. You feel me? And then when you go to court or any other institution, them guards are going to side with the other guards from the last camp, even if they don't know them. Oh, you like to hit officers, right? You put your hand on officers. Oh, I'd like for you to, I wish you would put your hand on one of my men at my camp. And then they might try you as soon as you get there because they know you're there from getting transferred from hitting the guard at your last camp. It's like a never-ending cycle. And then when you do go to court for hitting a guard, all the judge is going to look at you hit an officer. They're not going to look at, yeah, well, he beat my ass 20 times and I never said nothing. I got tired of him fucking hitting me, poking at me, trying me, disrespected me, and I said to hell with it. Or he hit me first, and then I just, to get him off me, I split him. The way they're going to write that paperwork, all them other guards are going to write the same shit that matches his paperwork. So it's going to be, you split one guard, there's going to be 15 of them's paperwork that all matches. So now it's going to look like you were against 15 guards. Them 15 guards couldn't even tame you. You need to be dealt with, and the judge is going to give it to you. That's how it goes, you feel me? But anyways, y'all, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Me, personally, I seen some people hit guards, and some guards didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? That was just from the inmates that had a full-blown hatred towards all officers. You know what I'm saying? That would do shit like that, And I seen some guards get their shit split that did deserve it. And in this situation right here, I feel like that guard deserved it. If you think I'm wrong, drop it in the comments. I appreciate y'all watching, like I always say. Hope y'all like that video I dropped yesterday on Nicholas Cruz. Y'all make sure y'all keep them squares, rats, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe honor boys, clout chasers, lying ass people that lie just for content. Keep them out your circle, man. And at the end of the day, man, get you some money, man. Stay in your lane and think 10 steps ahead. You feel me? You already know, man. I am my team. Till next time, this the one and only Frog.